Warning, this content may be offensive, upsetting or disturbing to some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Warning. The contents of this video are very disturbing, and it contains all kinds of cruelty. Refrain from watching this video if you are sensitive. Do not Google or search any of the suggestions shown in this video. You have been warned. What things should people never Google? There was this band from Indonesia a few years back. I don't know if they are still around. They're a hardcore punk band, and they are named after a song called Under 18 by a classic New York City hardcore band called Warzone, a song about shows being all ages and generally inclusive. My friend was over at my place and I played them for him. He decided to Google them for more info. He searched Under 18 Indonesian hardcore on my computer. I'm definitely on a list somewhere because of him. Mr. Hands. It's a video of a guy getting ducked to death by a very large horse. To sum it up, he got ducked, died in the hospital, and while investigating, cops uncovered an entire ducking bestiality ring that was like the town's best kept secret. The place was like a freaking naval and ranch. Oh, and humane animal ducking was legal, so the only charges pressed were trespassing. They watched hundreds of hours of stored videos from the farm and there was no animal abuse, just a lot of, yeah. If I remember correctly, he had suffered an injury which caused him to lose sensations below the waist, and horses giving him the ol' booty blast made him orgasm. Or something. He has a wiki page and it's worth giving a read, the Mr. Hands wiki. Any symptoms you have? Trying to figure out what's wrong with you through Google is the quickest way to freak yourself out. One time I had a terrible headache and Google told me I had a major brain tumor, brain cancer and a possible broken/fractured skull. Apparently, a mild leg pain can lead to cancer, especially symptoms of mental illness. I've convinced myself before that I have autism and schizophrenia from reading crap online when in reality I'm just an anxious person. Injuries involving degloving. My daughter, who is an ob/gyno doctor, managed to deglove a finger a couple of years ago by dropping a heavy door on it. Blood everywhere. Everywhere. We rushed her to R&D, and it got regloved. After some more surgery and rehab, she was able to resume her career, including the surgeries that she performs. Funnier gangrene. It is a horrible condition. The Google images are terrifying. From the cases I've witnessed, it can start from something as simple as a pimple. The problem is, it happens so incredibly fast. The cases I saw go from a little redness to full-blown gangrene in less than a day. Oh, I have a big list. Run the gauntlet. It's not that bad at first, but it gets bad. Armin Meewas crime scene photos. No. Bryce Williams video. Not that bad, but I don't advise. Ed Gein human art. It's not that bad. Just disturbing. Shotgun death bath. Don't. Abdullah Sanchez live stream video. Not that bad, but the situation is disturbing. Gabriel Kun and Daniel Petrie. If you're interested in this kind of stuff, I advise reading their story only. Don't look at the pictures. Nikki Katsura death photographs. Don't. Facial degloving injuries. Don't. Seriously. Stacy Wilson bus crime photos. Pretty bad. Don't. Body farm. It's not that bad at all. Plus it's for scientific purposes. 1 guy 2 spoons. Unpleasant AF. 3 guys 1 hammer. Yeah. No. Smile point JPG. Just spooky. Man shot on Facebooklive. Live leak. This one isn't that bad. And the good news are that the guy survived. Cartel torture. Live leak. No. Only if you're really into gore. Apollo 1 burned bodies. Not much gore, but pretty sad. Some of y'all gonna Google this, so I even rated which ones ain't that bad and which ones are. Cyclopea human. I made the mistake after watching Futurama. One of the characters, Leela, only has 1 eye. But human Cyclopea is a lethal birth defect, and not the cool sci-fi stuff I expected. They don't always get 1 eye. It's more like only 1 socket develops, and they try to shove both eyes into it. Technically, both sockets form. They just merge. Your face forms from the right and left halves merging towards the midline. Whatever mechanism tells the face to stop fails in this case, so everything just keeps on merging. I read a lot of embryology textbooks. I will read a section thinking I wonder what happens and that step goes wrong. Then you flip the page and it shows you. Seriously, do not Google it. Harlequinichthyosis. It is a genetic disorder which results in thickened skin over nearly the entire body at birth. The skin forms large diamond-shaped plates that are separated by deep cracks. They affect the shape of the eyelids, nose, mouth, and ears, and limit movement of the arms and legs. Restricted movement of the chest can lead to breathing difficulties. These plates fall off over several weeks. Other complications can include premature birth, infection, problems with body temperature, and dehydration. Touch a Massacre or Dagestan beheading massacre films. Russian soldiers surrendered to extremist forces hoping to become prisoner of wars. Unfortunately, they were deceived, and Chechen commander Umaredil Sultanov ordered his soldiers to cut the prisoners' throats as revenge for his fallen comrades. You'll get to listen to the cries of young men and their futile efforts to stay alive in these tapes. The gurgling sounds are quite bad. Hopefully, you have a strong mind and stomach. There used to be this subreddit called Enough Internet, which was god awful. There were videos of people dying by chainsaws, toothpicks down pee holes, people cutting off arms. One day I decided to look at the top posts of r/Enough Internet, and about the fifth thing I saw was a guy thrown from a train speeding through a station, hitting a column, and getting cut in half at the waist. That's when I realized that this was pretty tame stuff for the sub, and it was only going to get worse. It really changed me. One man to spoons. It's a video of a guy popping his eyeball out with 2 spoons. The Earthlings documentary. Couldn't bring myself to watch all of it, but clips of a live stray dog being thrown into a dump truck to be compacted to death. And a living, skinned tanuki blinking and moving on top of a pile of dead tanukis was enough for me to want to die. Also, Steven Sadler and Boots Stanley of Louisiana slitting a pit bull's throat on Snapchat. Nikki Katsura's car accident pictures. Very gruesome photos were leaked by the Highway Patrol in 2006 and spread online like wildfire after she crashed her dad's Porsche. Don't look it up if you are squeamish. It's basically a teenage girl hanging out of a mangled car with an even more mangled head that's been crushed. What even more messed up is that people would send emails to her parents titled "Mommy, Daddy, I'm alive" with these pictures attached. There's a video from a family's dashcam as they are driving down the highway. A brick falls off a truck or something and goes through their windshield and hits the wife in the passenger seat. You can't see anything cause the gore is all behind the camera, but you can hear the husband's reaction when he realizes that she's dead. The screams are haunting. Blowfly girl. Just don't do it. So, inside the bag, there are tons of maggots plus half-rotten meat inside. She grabs some of the less rotten parts and puts it into her genital, gets out of the container and goes home. After that, she locks herself up in her room and lets the maggots inside be there all while she gets off of the sensation. Some days pass and she starts feeling ill, so she grabs a mirror and sees that her genital is all infected and nasty with tons of maggots doing their business. She passes out and wakes up in a hospital. One boy took kittens, and one lunatic one ice pick. In One Boy Took Kittens, the man plays with two kittens, vacuum seals them to death, and continues playing with their corpses. In One Lunatic One Ice Pick, the same man has someone strapped to their bed. The man stabs him to death with a spray-painted screwdriver he pretends is an ice pick, and cuts his limbs off. If it makes you feel better, a group of people online banded together and managed to track him down and arrest him. There's a documentary about him on Netflix that was pretty good. It's called Don't Duck with Cats. It doesn't show the bad parts of the videos, so you can learn more without having the videos imprinted into your mind. The transcript of the Toy Box Killer tapes is a highly disturbing read. The full audio was never released to my knowledge. For anyone curious, it's the first thing his victims would hear when they woke up strapped to a modified gynecological chair, where he describes in graphic detail everything he's going to do to them over the coming days, weeks, maybe months. Read about the case, but skip the full transcript. Funky Town, Live Leak. Don't know if it's still around, but it's a video of man captured by a Mexican cartel that got his hands cut off and all the skin from his torso, arms, and face all flayed off while he's still alive and attempting to speak. All the while, the song Funky Town is playing in the background. Still the most horrifying sounds I've ever heard and is forever burned into my brain. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, hit like, get subscribed, and tell us if you have ever heard of these searches in the comment section, and support the original writers with upvotes, links in the description box.